Have you ever wondered what true courage looks like? Is it the strength to defeat a powerful enemy, or the willingness to risk your own life so that others may live? Today's story from the Mahabharata explores both of these questions. It is the Bakhava Parva, the tale of how Bhima freed an entire town from the terror of a man-eating demon. Before we begin, here's a question for you. If your family were chosen to make the ultimate sacrifice to save everyone else, what would you do? Would you accept your fate, try to escape, or fight back? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is exactly the dilemma faced by an ordinary family in today's story. Our story begins shortly after the Pandavas escaped the deadly House of Black, believed to have perished in the fire. Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, and their mother Kunti travel through forests and villages disguised as humble Brahmins. They leave behind their royal identity and begin living among ordinary people. For the first time, the future rulers of Hastinapura witness the struggles of common families, people who live not with the luxury of palaces but with uncertainty, hunger, and fear. Eventually, they arrive in the town of Ekachakra. At first glance, the town seems peaceful. The markets are open, children play in the streets, and life appears ordinary. But beneath this calm surface lies a terrible secret. The people live in constant fear of a demon named Baka. Baka is enormous, immensely powerful, and utterly merciless. He has made a horrifying agreement with the people of Ekachakra. Instead of attacking the town whenever he pleases, he demands a regular tribute. Every few days, one family must send a cart filled with food pulled by 2 oxen. But the food alone is not enough. The person delivering the cart must remain behind, because Baka devours both the meal and the unfortunate messenger. Imagine living in a place where every family knows that one day their turn will come. No one is spared, not the wealthy, not the poor, not the young, not the old. There is no escape from the lottery of death. Take a moment to think about that. Could you continue living a normal life if you knew that one day your family would be called to such a fate? One evening, while staying in the home of a poor Brahmin, Kunti hears heartbreaking cries from inside the house. The Brahmin, his wife, their son, and their daughter are arguing through tears. Their family has been chosen. Tomorrow, one of them must deliver the cart to Baka. Each member insists that they should be the one to go. The father believes it is his duty. The mother refuses to let her husband die. The daughter offers her own life to save her parents. Even the young son, despite his fear, wishes he were old enough to protect his family. Their love for one another makes the tragedy even more painful. Listening quietly, Kunti realizes that this family has shown great kindness by sheltering her sons despite having so little themselves. She decides they will not face this fate alone. To the Brahmin's astonishment, Kunti calmly offers one of her own sons instead. The Brahmin is horrified. How could he allow a guest to sacrifice himself? How could he repay kindness with death? But Kunti smiles with complete confidence. She knows something that the Brahmin does not. The son she intends to send is Bhima. When Yudhishthira hears her decision, he is initially concerned. Bhima is their greatest source of strength, and revealing his abilities could expose their identities to enemies who believe them dead. But Kunti reminds him that protecting the innocent is itself an act of dharma. A true hero cannot ignore suffering simply because helping others carries risks. The next morning, Bhima cheerfully loads the enormous cart with food and sets out toward the demon's forest. Surprisingly, he does not appear frightened. In fact, he seems hungry. As he travels through the forest, Bhima begins eating the food that was meant for Baka. One pot after another disappears. Rice, vegetables, milk, curd, sweets, everything he eats without the slightest concern for the furious demon who is waiting. Pause for a moment. What do you think Baka's reaction will be when he discovers that someone has eaten his entire meal? Let us know your prediction before we continue. Soon, Baka appears, towering over the trees, roaring with rage. He demands to know who has dared consume his food. Instead of trembling, Bhima calmly continues eating. The demon shouts. Bhima ignores him. Baka attacks. Bhima finishes another mouthful. The contrast is almost humorous. The demon expects terror. Instead, he is treated as nothing more than an interruption during lunch. Enraged beyond measure, Baka strikes Bhima with tremendous force, but Bhima barely notices. Only after finishing the last bite does he finally stand. Now the real battle begins. The two giants clash with earth-shaking power. Trees are uprooted. The ground trembles beneath them. They wrestle, strike, and hurl each other across the forest. For ordinary humans, Baka had been an unstoppable monster, but Bhima is no ordinary man. Born of the wind god Vayu, he possesses extraordinary strength, unwavering courage, and complete confidence in the face of danger. The battle is fierce, but its outcome is never truly in doubt. At last, Bhima overpowers the demon. With overwhelming force, he breaks Baka's body and ends his reign of terror forever. The forest falls. Silent for the first time in many years, Ekachakra is free. Bhima drags Baka's enormous body to the gates of the town and quietly returns home before sunrise. When the townspeople awaken, they cannot believe what they see. The terrible demon who had haunted their lives is dead. No more sacrifices, no more grieving families, no more living in fear. Their nightmare has ended. Notice something remarkable. Bhima does not stay to celebrate. He asks for no reward. He claims no glory. The Pandavas quietly continue their journey as though nothing extraordinary has happened. That tells us something important about the Mahabharata. True heroes do not help others for recognition. They act because it is the right thing to do. The Bakhava Parva is much more than the story of a hero defeating a monster. Baka represents every form of oppression that survives because people feel powerless to resist. The people of Ekachakra had slowly accepted fear as a normal part of life. Generation after generation, they believed there was no alternative. Bhima reminds us that evil often appears invincible until someone finds the courage to confront it. The story also teaches us about Kunti. Her decision was not reckless. She trusted both her son's strength and his sense of duty. She understood that compassion sometimes requires courage, and courage sometimes requires sacrifice. Perhaps the greatest lesson is that strength carries responsibility. Bhima could have remained hidden. He could have protected only his own family. Instead, he chose to protect complete strangers. That is what transforms great strength into true heroism. Now we'd like to hear from you. What impressed you most in this story? Was it Kunti's compassion? Bhima's confidence? The Brahmin family's willingness to sacrifice themselves for one another? Or the people of Ekachakra finally finding freedom? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. The Bakhava Parva reminds us that courage is not the absence of danger. It is the decision to stand against injustice even when everyone else has accepted it as unavoidable. Every generation faces its own Baka. Sometimes it is fear, sometimes it is oppression, sometimes it is simply the belief that nothing can change. The Mahabharata teaches us that change begins when one person refuses to surrender. In our next episode, we'll continue our journey through the Adi Parva as the story moves toward new adventures that will shape the destiny of the Pandavas and eventually lead to the great events of the Mahabharata. Until then, remember this timeless lesson: evil may appear powerful for a time, but courage guided by righteousness has the power to free an entire world.